Hello and welcome back to another episode of Diablo to D&D. My name is David, and today we're going over the changelog for March 31st. But first, the campaign update. So we've managed to make it back to the Caress docks fairly unscathed. They handed in the gid bin for the Blade of the Old Religion quest, completing it, getting a level up, and they went and also completed the Golden Bird. There's a bit of some trouble on the ship with Meshif, but overall they got it completed. And the reward normally is in Diablo, it's a potion that increases your hit points by 20. And I'd considered giving them like a +2 to Constitution or maybe even like the toughness feat or something like that. But instead I gave them 2 vials that, when drunk, will restore a person to full hit points or cast Revive, or Revivify, essentially. So they can use it to save someone's life, or they can use it to heal back up to full. I think that's pretty appropriate for 10th level adventurers, and overall, yeah, I think they've done a pretty good job. Now I've just got to figure out how to get them to move on to the next quest. I think I have a way to do it, but we'll see how well it goes. All right, on to the changelog. So the first 2 here are from the assassin and from the previous video that I did. Fire blast grenades now deal damage to creatures of your choice instead of all creatures in the area. This is just making it more in line with the way that I am building the system right now. And then a slight nerf to elemental strikes and combat stances. You must be using unarmed strikes or assassin weapons in order to use your elemental strikes or combat stances. For the most part, it's not going to do, it's not going to be too much of a problem, but I figured that, you might as well, because it makes it more flavorful, and I think in line with the monks, what is it called? Monks martial arts. Anyway. Also, for the assassin, the poison javelin now clarifies that the line emanates from you. Just forgot to put that in there. And then for the Amazon, the Valkyrie got a couple of changes to make it way better. Valkyrie can now be summoned within 60 feet of you instead of 30, doubling the range that it can be summoned. And it's now proficient in Insight, Intimidation, Investigation, and Medicine, is resistant to Acid, Cold, Fire, Lightning, and Poison, and now has True Sight instead of Dark Vision. I am considering making the Valkyrie just a straight-up stat block. So it's like a monster that you can actually meet, and that way I have an opportunity. You have an opportunity to bring, Valkyries into the game itself instead of just being a summoned creature. But that also means that they get like proper appreciation as a creature, not just as a summon. I'm not doing it right now, but I had seriously considered it. It just feels right, and it also allows me to kind of pump up the power level. This is, after all, a 18th level ability, and I'm considering it bumping it up to level 20. Gonna be a short one today, so you can find me at XenosFan2, that is XENOZFAN2, on Blue Sky and Reddit. And you can find the channel directly at Diablo TODND on Blue Sky and YouTube. Thank you much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good whatever.